I read where recently you said that the team and the fans should expect you to have a tougher training camp this coming year, a little bit more hitting, because you weren't happy with the consistency of the physicality of your football team this year. Talk a little bit how it's tough to gauge that, just how much is good for the football team and how much isn't, given the rules, and then given how, like injuries play a part right now in terms of you trying to protect your players.
That was the big thing last year. We had a veteran football team that knew how to work. So we were having really good practices, but I think some of our younger players that we had to count on suffered from a lack of physicality, a lack of tackling. Tackling has become a lost art. It's almost like you cut everybody's arms off anymore when you watch them try to tackle, especially coming out of college. So we're going to have to teach tackling. We have to teach more to these. We have greater athletes coming into the NFL now, but poorer football players. And we have to go back and teach more fundamentals, and tackling is the one that we're going to have to do.
How do you teach those fundamentals with the limitations of the CBA?
There has some really good technique things that they've created now, things to tackle, moving targets, donuts, but you got to tackle football players. And the only way to play football is to tackle. We're in the air conditioning all the time. We're going to go to some practices outside to get into a little more heat, not to be crazy about it, but and scrimmage. And we have scrimmages, but it's thud like everybody. We're going to have to tackle. We're never tackling David Johnson to the ground, but we're going to learn to tackle.
Coach, would you say that the teaching aspect of the game has never been more important now because of the limitations, because of the things that you're talking about?
I don't think there's any doubt. That's one of the reasons we have in spring during OTAs. We have 2 practices. We have the rookies and young players are all on another field with an entire coaching staff. Our owner is gracious enough to let us have a huge coaching staff so that we can have 2 practices. So they get every single, when they come out of OTAs, they'll have 250, 260 reps. Normally, they might have 10.
That's awesome.